If you saw the title of this video, then you're probably already thinking that I've lost my friggin' mind to even suggest that silver is better than gold in any way. So what was I thinking? Well, we're going to go over my insane thought process, so make sure you stay tuned. YouTube, what is up? Welcome to another episode of the Silver and Gold Stack Attack. Hope everyone's doing well, and I'd like to take a second to thank you for spending a few minutes of your time here with me. Your support has been amazing, which of course makes you guys part of the best damn community here on YouTube, without a doubt. You've all helped this little channel grow, and it means more than you know. So today we're going to talk about the concept of silver being potentially superior than gold. Yeah, I know, I'm an idiot, and I don't know what I'm talking about, but just hear me out on a couple of factors, and you'll get an idea where I'm going with this. That being said, let's go ahead and roll it.
And now, before the next show starts, let's enjoy an intermission.
And now, on with the show.
So let me clarify a bit before we get into it, and, well, before you think I'm a candidate for the nut house. Now, I'm not saying that silver's more valuable than gold by the ounce. And I'm also not saying that silver is more rare than gold, but what I'd like to point out is that silver actually has more earning potential for less money, and that's by the percentages. And if we take a look at this chart here, you can see that on a percentage basis, silver rises much more than gold in bull markets. But there's a catch. It also falls much farther than gold in bear markets. So as an investor, if you buy during a bull market, history kind of says you're going to get a greater return from silver than gold, percentage-wise, for less money invested. And if you believe the hype that precious metals are beginning a new bull market here in 2024, well, there's a pretty decent chance that silver's greater volatility means it'll perform better than gold in that upcoming bull market. And silver's higher volatility also means that you'll have to be more, let's say, adaptable if you decide the time is right to sell your silver, because it'll sell off faster and farther than gold. So if you absolutely decide it's time to sell your silver during the spike, when that bull market looks to be peaking, be ready to act quickly. Whether you're selling off every ounce or just a smaller allotment of your stack. Now, we just talked about potentially selling your silver during a spike in a bull market, but do you have a plan in place if that happens? We have to keep in mind that stackers kind of fall into several different categories when it comes down to it. A few would be those who stack, waiting for that next 1980 or 2011 silver spike so they can sell it all and realize a little bit of profit. Some others who have every intention of holding out till the end and passing it on as an inheritance to their family. And I'm sure there are a few out there like me who are stacking for retirement and planning to turn our metals into something tangible. No, not crappy cash. We don't even know if the physical dollar is going to be around in the next 10, 15, 20 years. I'm actually talking about trading it all in for hard assets like real estate and housing. Personally, my goal is to buy both when I finally cash it in, and that's all of it. I want mountain land, log cabin, and I want to retire there to sunsets and sunrises over the mountain peaks. Cigar or coffee in my hand, depending on which time of day it is. Anyway, I'm going off course. Going back to my original thought. Be sure you have an exit strategy for your metals. You have to have one in place. If you're listening to this right now and you don't have a strategy, get one ASAP. Even if it only means you plan on parceling out some of your silver during a price spike and hanging on to the rest for a bit longer to see where it all goes. Just remember, we haven't been over $30 an ounce for silver since 2013, 11 years ago. And we haven't even sniffed $50 an ounce since 2011. Then, of course, the last near 50 spike was all the way back in 1980. So you have to have a plan in place, because if there's another spike, if it's going to happen, they just don't come around very often. No matter what the prognosticators and the silver pumpers are telling you here on YouTube, keep your expectations tempered and be ready to execute that plan when you're ready. All right, now that I've gone over why silver can be a solid investment as compared to gold, let's take a quick look at some of the main differences between the two in case you're a newer stacker or you're thinking about getting into precious metals. Number one, silver price is far more volatile than gold price, and I mean volatile. Gold tends to stay fairly steady over the years, but if you're one of those hoping to invest in silver for profit, well, it's going to take some time to realize that profit, trust me. Silver just isn't a quick burn. It's slow, it's frustrating, it's inexplicable at times. It takes years, sometimes decades, I'm not kidding, decades of price doldrums. But it does tend to at least go up over the years, if nothing else. Now, if you're looking to invest in a precious metal in hopes of a nice return, say sooner than later, you might want to go with gold. In other words, if you have a weak stomach for investing, and I'd venture to say that silver is just not going to be your game, maybe try your hand at silver ETFs for easier trading opportunities or another investing opportunity altogether. Because to me, silver is and always will be for savings, not for investing. Number 2, silver is more affordable. Let's face it, gold's expensive. For whatever we have going on in our lives, simple fact remains that not everyone can afford gold, especially nowadays where people are struggling with grocery prices, gas prices, which is creeping up again for some reason. Silver gives folks an entry-level opportunity to invest in precious metals at a reasonable price, as long as you're not expecting huge returns on it. And for the love of all things shiny, please don't overload your portfolio with precious metals. Be sure you are diversifying. Number 3, silver needs space, and a lot of it. Keep that in mind. The more silver you stack, the more space in the safe you're going to need, or another safe altogether, or better hiding places. Silver's heavy. Figure on just about 67 regular pounds per 1,000 ounces, and it's oversized in comparison to gold when it comes down to dollar for dollar value. Gold holds more value in a more compact size. Number 4, silver is easily sold in less amounts. Now, look, I mean, the reality is gold's going to sell the second you bring it into a shop or dealer. There's no question. Gold is always going to be in demand, but they'll buy your silver too. The problem is, unless you're buying fractional gold, which isn't always the best way to stack gold due to the higher premiums on the smaller gold, you're going to end up selling more gold than you might actually need in larger sizes. Silver's a little bit more divisible, well, a lot more really, and it's easily broken down into manageable increments. So when it comes to gold, the lowest I'll go is usually quarter or half ounces. I try to avoid the grams and whatnot, unless there's just a fantastic deal on them. And also, there's a pretty solid chance you won't regain your premium when you sell that fractional gold, which is just as counterproductive, in my opinion. So that's my line of thinking on silver being a little bit more advantageous than gold by the percentages. I'm certainly aware of the fact that ounce for ounce, gold is far superior in value. I get it. There's no question there. But if you're not up for the cost of gold, then you can always throw a few bucks into silver to at least get your foot into the door of precious metals. But always keep one thing in mind. Do your due diligence. This video isn't for pushing anyone into silver or gold. It's just to point out some of the advantages that, well, silver could potentially have over gold. All right, there you have it, guys. So what do you think about the percentages of silver being a bit more on the plus side over gold? Am I off base? Am I crazy? Am I nuts? Be sure to leave your thoughts in the comments below and let me know what you're thinking. I love going through them all, so make sure you sound off. That's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Silver and Gold Stack Attack. And if you made it this far, well, kudos to you. I'll definitely catch up with you in the next episode. But in the meantime, yeah, you know what's up.
What do you want to do with your life?
Damn right. Get stacked. Stay safe and be well, everyone. I am out of here. Peace, folks. Have a great weekend.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.